this week from Rudy Giuliani, who called the Democrats the party of losers. Ooh, that's pretty awful. And the other part of it is that we are in a primary campaign. Each party's electorate is a pretty narrow slice. David is more expert on this than I am, but we're probably talking about maybe a third of the country is a real Democratic primary electorate, maybe a third is Republican. The number, David will give better numbers later, I know, but if you look at those publics, they're very different. A big majority of Republican primary voters want to stay in Iraq and want to win the war. They don't want to hear any talk about withdrawing from Iraq, or vice versa.
I'm shocked that I covered enough campaigns on U.S. as well, that there was a time when you had to pull teeth to get candidates to talk about foreign policy. You had to schedule a special foreign policy debate for it to even come up. Now it's dominating everything. That's being at war.
And that's being at war. It's the combination of having a war in Iraq, which across the board, voters say is their primary consideration, and the war on terror, or the struggle against terrorism, however you want to do the semantics of it. Even if you look, for example, among Republicans, the introduction to this program, you raised the point that, well, we're talking about foreign policy and not about the social issues. By about 2 to 1, Republican primary voters say national security is what's important to them, and that's why they're willing to overlook Rudy Giuliani's pro-choice position, because that's not as important to them as his strength on national security.
Here's my question. If the whole card for Republicans is national security, strength on defense, strength on the war on terrorism, why isn't John McCain, for whom that's his calling card, longtime prisoner of war in Vietnam, national hero, why isn't he doing better?
Because, unfortunately, the way John McCain went at the issue has the word Iraq in the paragraph. He's got the war wrapped around his neck. The obvious contrast is Rudy Giuliani. What does Rudy Giuliani come out and talk about? It's 9/11, it's New York, it's Al-Qaeda. And that is the format of that works for Republicans, both in the primaries and the way they're setting it up.
That's what Romney is saying when he talks about doubling Guantanamo.
That's right. That's exactly right. It's like a competition to see who can be the toughest.
This week, the Congress passed something that they called the final recommendations of the 9/11 Commission. Did the Democrats get any credit for doing that?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Nobody on their side is watching, and that's not where their dialogue is. Their dialogue with their public is really about who wants to withdraw quicker from Iraq. There's a little bit on who wants to shift more to diplomacy. John Edwards gave a very interesting speech a couple of weeks ago, trying to break out of the pack, saying, "Let's get away from the war on terror. It's a bad concept." Didn't work very well. Oddly enough, didn't get him any headway. Hillary Clinton still gets the anti-war label. No, the Democrats really are not waging much of a dialogue about terrorism at this point. The question, of course, is what kind of debate do we have next year when these two worlds have to collide?
So I thought the popular thought was that if you want to appeal to the Republican base, you talk about social issues. You're saying you talk about terrorism.
Not this year. It's soccer bombs. It's I don't know if it's soccer bombs, because I think that's an outmoded concept. We got away from that a cycle ago. But yeah, Republican voters say social issues are important, but national security trumps them big time.
You know, on the Democratic side, quickly, whatever happened to John and Biden, who combined have a lot more foreign policy experience than any of the people we've been talking about tonight, yet they're completely kind of lost in the mix.
They are, in a way. A foreign policy wonk like me would say, gee, that's a shame, because they've got the most detailed, most nuanced, most interesting positions. Maybe that isn't what works in a campaign.
Or Bill Richardson, for that matter, who has sat down with world leaders.
To me, the interesting case is Hillary Clinton, who was the last of the leading Democratic candidates to come out against the war, that she has in John embraced that a majority of liberal anti-war voters and Democratic voters say they prefer Hillary Clinton.
Okay, thanks, Doyle. Well, every other dispute we talked about tonight is basically rooted in partisanship. But another looming clash has Republicans and Democrats on one side and the White House on the other. The disagreement is over the federally funded state children's health insurance program. Congress would like to double the number of children covered. The administration says that would simply cost too much. So is this all going to come to a head in a presidential veto?
Well, the president has threatened the veto, and everybody I've talked to in the administration this past week says take that threat seriously.